Hello, and welcome to The Update, where Grants Pass stays informed, engaged, and moving forward together. I'm Aaron Kubik, your city manager. We've got a great show today. I'm very excited to introduce Fire Chief Jimmy Sanchez. Can you give me the 30-second elevator speech on why today's show is so important?
Well, let me just start off with the $296,000. I'm going to say that again because I can't believe it. It's such a huge win for the city. $296,000. We have a grant, Community Wildfire Risk Reduction. You're like, hey, what is that? We are going to go around. The City of Grants Pass Fire Rescue is going to go around, show up at your house, knock and talk. We're going to be able to go up. We're going to help from 0 to 5, 5 to 10 foot around your house. We'll be able to replace your bark dust with gravel, trim your trees up to 6 feet, clean your gutters out, all done, paid for. With this grant, $296,000 to spend on our residents to make you safer, to make our community safer, to increase public safety, to make us better and safer in the wildfire season.
Wow. Okay. You've got my interest. Now let's break this down and let's get some more details on this.
I would love to. I'd love to tell everybody about it. When you give us a call, when you call us at 541-450-6200, or you show up at our office Monday through Friday, 8 to 4 o'clock, we're going to set up a separate email. We're going to be posting out on our socials here soon. It's going to be first come, first serve. Imagine drawing a circle around the city of Grants Pass, and we're going to focus on those wildland urban interface areas first, where the fire would possibly, potentially, hopefully never come in from those areas. Our team is great here. It's fantastic. But creating those spaces, those fire breaks, those defensible space in our community, we'll be showing up. We're able to write you a $250 gift card to remove a lot of those plants that catch on fire. Like arborvitaes, they burn hot, they burn fast. Everybody loves them. They're beautiful. They put them up against their house. Not so great. We're going to be able to give you a list of plants that you're able to potentially replace if you like, or we can help you clear out under your decks. And you can do this with your contractors, with your landscapers, anybody with a business license. You do not have to take money out of your pocket. We will give you a prescription when we leave by email. You will have a report of what we are happy to pay for out of this grant, and you can give that right to them, and they can bill us directly. You don't even have to swipe your credit card. That's how awesome this grant is for the city of Grants Pass and our residents.
Okay, my head is spinning. Wow. So listeners, you heard it from Chief Sanchez. We have free resources to give away to make your house safe from fire hazard. So let's utilize the next few minutes and break this down and talk some more details about what this program actually is and how people can get involved and what does it mean for them.
So defensible space is really important when it comes to wildland fires. The main focus here for this particular grant is because all of the data shows that 0 to 5 feet around your house, if you have that spacing for those embers, when the fire's burning and embers blow in and they land right there, or that 1/8, that eighth of inch spacing, like if you have them on your gutters or like in the areas where the wind could blow in some embers inside your house, the holes in your house, we want to make sure that that's protected. If that space is empty and it has fire-resistant material like gravel instead of bark dust mulch, right, that a lot of people love to have, that space will stay less likely to catch on fire, and your house, 9 times out of 10, all depending on the data that you read, will survive that. Now, we're not guaranteeing that. Nobody can guarantee that. But this prepares you for that wildland fire that tends to happen here around Southern Oregon and in Oregon, and it makes you a lot safer. It keeps your house there, hopefully, happy and healthy, and you guys enjoying years to come. And you know that when you go outside, that if that fire's running up in your yard, there is a stop that you already created. You mitigated a hazard.
So also then for our listeners in this program, so we can dive into some more, I want to sort of paint a picture. So if they're listening, they're like, oh my gosh, that's me. Mm-hmm. So are there parts of Grants Pass or Josephine County that are particularly high risk for what we're talking about?
There is, unfortunately, which is the beautiful place we live in, right? So there's the good with the bad in it. The good is it's gorgeous outside. You go outside, there's trees everywhere, there's vegetation. It just gives you that really awesome feel when you're outside. You don't feel like you're in a concrete jungle. But with that, you have to have things trimmed, right? If that overgrowth, all that stuff becomes flammable, especially with the drought conditions that we're in here in the city of Grants Pass and all of Oregon. You guys know there was no rain this winter that we're used to. So with that, what you do is you come in and you clean this up. Like on the trees, for instance, the ladder fuels. We call them ladder fuels because it gives the fire a way to climb up into the tree. You want to clear that up to at least 6 feet. 10 feet's better. But if you can clear that up and you just have the trunk clear, just going up to about 6 feet, that prevents that tree from catching on fire. You're not giving that fire a route up on the smaller brush or the weeds or everything that's climbing up in it. When you have it running through that's why you want the grass trimmed and you want the grass low. You don't want it high. And when it runs up towards your house, you want that 5 foot of spacing or with your fencing, a lot of people, we have fencing, right? We love our fencing, we love our privacy, but it's one of those fun things. But that fencing, if you have a wood fence, you want that 5 foot of space from your house. Because what happens if it catches in the backyard, it'll run up along that fence and we call them BTUs, but the heat in layman's term will be hot enough to start and catch your house on fire, especially if it's burning under an eave. So having that spacing prevents your house, your main your dwelling space from catching on fire.
Okay. So that gives me a perspective of defensible space and sort of what that is. Are there certain things that are more common fire hazards around the house? You talked about trees and limbing them up and grass. Are there, obviously, I guess having the nice shrubbery close to the house is part of that defensible space you're talking about, and maybe you shouldn't have that there?
Yes. So a lot of people, like one of the famous ones, a lot of things that I'm looking out the window right here, a lot of arborvitaes. Everybody loves arborvitaes.
Oh, yeah, they're great.
They're beautiful, and they provide privacy, and you can almost set them up like a fence. Right?
Yes, I've seen that all the time.
But unfortunately, they burn easily, even when they're bright green and look extremely healthy, and they put off a lot of heat. So when people have those up against their house, up against their fence line, which the fence line connects to their house, that is one of those things that we would love to come out. We give you a prescription. We'll do an assessment, and this is part of the program. And this grant will pay for the replacement of those arborvitaes. This grant will pay for. Wow. We have a list of recommended trees and shrubs that we can switch out for you. Not us personally, but you can work with your landscaper, your local contractor, and then you don't have to pay for it. They can bill us directly with that prescription that we give you, which is a huge benefit. We don't want you to be the middleman. Money doesn't have to come out of your pocket. There is no cost to you. It comes straight to us as the City of Grants Pass Fire Rescue with this grant. So one of the things we're going to focus on when we start this program, and we'll get you going, which the program is now officially open. On April 30th, OSFM came down, did some training with us to use their program as the Survey 123 Defensible Space program, which allows us to send you an email directly to you with the prescription that we wrote on it, keep records for us, and that way you have in your when you're looking for your landscaper or your contractor, you can give them that. We're calling it a prescription. You give them that. These are the recommendations. This is what they want. This is what they'll cover. And so you're in hand, you're ready to go, and they know who to bill because in that it's going to have the receipt. We're going to focus on the WUI area first, the wildland-urban interface. So imagine just drawing as a perfect example a circle around the city, right, where the forest comes up and a lot of the trees and the thick brush comes up to the house. We're going to go out and blanket those areas. That we're going to announce soon on social media and stuff to set up a little email address for people to email. We're going to go through it. This is going to be a first come, first served basis in those areas, in those high risk areas first. And we're going to focus on the things like your roof and your gutters. How many people go around and their gutters because we have these beautiful trees here, but our gutters get full, right?
Yeah.
And when those gutters fill up and then they dry out, they're great places for fire to start. So if you, it doesn't have to be a landscaper, doesn't have to be a contractor specifically to, trimming trees. It could be a local worker too that is has to have a business license because we have to make sure that we're giving this money out to the people by laws of the state. This came from the Oregon State Fire Marshal's office from the state of Oregon, which is a huge partnership that we have here. We'll be able to have say, hey, if you clean these gutters, and we'll make it a little safer. It's cleaner out. Get the mold off, right? The mold around that builds up, that dries out in there. The flammable vegetation around that 0 to 5 to 10 foot around the house, cleaning some ladder fuels out. And the siding and skirting are in good condition. There's even stuff that's open to talk about for siding and skirting. If you're siding and skirting on the low end, like right around the base of your house, and there's some potential for us for the prescription to help repair that or put some tin and stuff so there's no openings that get up under your house so the embers can't get under there, the leaves and all that. We can have the potential to clear that out with you guys in that prescription. The wood, the bark, the mulch, we are within this grant. You can also, if the bark dust is around your house and you're willing, this isn't a forced thing either. This is a partnership. This is a collaboration. We don't want you to think we're showing up. We're showing up in partnership with you to do this. We're excited to do it. I don't want you to think there's any fines or anything coming out of this. This is a fantastic opportunity that you don't even have to have money come out of your pocket. and we'll be able to replace that bark dust with gravel, for example. And then if we ask you to replace certain plants and I know everybody loves their plants. We love decorating our yards. But if those plants are the flammable ones that are on the list that we give you, we'll give you a gift card for $250 to go buy some other plants that are on the list if you like those plants. That is all part of this grant, and it is a fantastic partnership with the state and the city.
So you mentioned beautiful landscaping because I see people say, oh man, I've got this mature landscaping, I really like it, and I don't want to totally get rid of it. But I also have seen beautiful landscaping in the form of like xeriscaping, and we have like examples of it at Hillcrest Fire Station. So would the grant provide an opportunity for an individual to, clean the gutters, remove maybe those arborvitaes, that kind of thing, and create more of a xeriscape border between that 5-foot border, like maybe put some rock down or do something along those lines too?
That is a perfect example of what the grant would provide.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's what we're looking for, trying to do that 5 to 10 foot for as many homes as we possibly can around our WUI area of our entire city. So because we create those fire breaks, it just makes us all safer, as well as you guys. We don't want you to come in there and say, we need this all trimmed down. This has to be dirt and gravel. No, we want to work with you to make sure that you're happy as well as we're happy, increasing public safety. We're not going to come in there and be like, no, flat ground, desert landscape, nothing burns. That is never and never will be the intention. It'll be hey, these are the better choices. These don't burn as easily as these do with this. Do you think maybe we could change this out? What do you think? Well, let's clean the gutters. Everybody can clean their gutters. If that's all you agree to, that's a win. That's still a win for us to empty out the gutters. So I don't want anybody to be afraid at all that we're going to come in and say, remove this, do this. No, let's work together to make this as safe as possible. And if there's some things that you love, we'll keep it. And there's nothing that we can do about it. But we increased your safety just by the little things that we did do there, and that's a win.
So, and when you say it's not the firefighters that are going to be doing all this work around the house. We are providing you with the information on how you can comply and what the grant funds can be used for. And then it's up to the homeowner to get that work done, either through themselves or through a contract.
Yes, through whoever their landscaper is, a contractor, or a local carpenter too that's licensed. For instance, like the gutters I mentioned earlier. The best thing that you can do, and not just for critters too, but for the embers when we're dealing with, I know there's smoke season around here, right? But if the fire's close, like we had Board Shanty, which is fresh in everybody's memory from last year, the Board Shanty fire. The embers that come out from that when you're closer, when they're blowing around in the wind, if you have that 1/8-inch screening on all of the holes in your house, the access points we'll call them, that prevents that from getting into your house, and then potentially dryer vent is a perfect example. That 1/8-inch screening, that's a difficult one. You'd have to go out there and clean it a lot. But if that dryer vent's dirty and there's that 1/8-inch screening, a box around it, the embers can't go in there and catch that on fire.
So one of the things, bigger picture, that I'm thinking about in my mind as you're talking is, you've got, okay, let's take a ridge line or something like that that's in the WUI, this wildland interface with the city, and you've got one neighbor out of, say, 20 that are up there that's like going, yes, I want to take advantage of this program, and they're going to get their place all cleaned up. How important is it to have neighbor-to-neighbor communication on creating this barrier and being a part of this program for, say, for instance, those 20 homes versus 1 or 3 homes doing it?
That's a great question. It's really important for the community to come together and collaborate on this as a whole. So if one neighbor is doing it, it would be, in the perfect world, it'd be great if we could get every neighbor in the neighborhood to do that. Because if you have one, yes, that is a marked improvement. But if we get that whole row of houses to do that 5 to 10 foot barrier, then we have essentially have created what we would like to say as a fire stop or a fire break, and helped really mitigate the hazard from that fire running further into our city. Not just saving the homes that are right there on the edge, but we've helped create a layer to where it slows down the fire, or we have to use significantly less water over there because there's a lot less fuels. So it makes it easier for us to come in quick if there happens to be, God forbid, a large fire surrounding our city or coming around our city. To come in quick, mitigate that, even stop that, and then use less water and resources in that area, and we can focus on other areas that need to be focused on actually stopping the fire out in the wildland.
So we're going to be trying to work with those individuals that are interested to try to get also their neighbor communication, or are we going to be knocking door to door once we get a few people? How's that connection going to work? Because I can see how that's a multiplying factor. That whole area would be way more protected if the whole neighborhood came together.
It would. And one of the things that we're going to do, and which the coin term that we like to call is a knock and talk. So you're going to see our firefighters out there just like you do every day. And in certain those areas, you're going to see us do like the knock and talk. We might leave a little note on your door and say, hey,
Okay.
please call us. We would love to set up a time just to have a conversation with you and see if what we can do. That could be something as simple as we love our decks, right? We love sitting out back. We love sitting in this weather and viewing, watching the sunrise, sunsets, and enjoying food out. The weather here, it really is the climate. I mean, I'm coming from South Florida where it's humid and hot and your hair blows up in a frizz as soon as you walk outside. I don't have any hair left, so you guys can make fun of me
you're
laugh.
talking about hair in a frizz. I'm like, really?
Mine ran away. But when you're outside on the decks, a lot of people, their decks are open and they put stuff under their decks. So we can go out there and recommend that. And there's a possibility here too, depending on what you have under there too. If you need to rent a junk removal, maybe there's some junk under there or something that you didn't think about. We can say that is wildfire. That's mitigation right there. That's defensible space. So removing that stuff, getting it junk removed in a little dumpster and having that stuff taken off, that's also a potential here. Just to have your deck cleared out under your deck and make sure that's 5 to 10 foot space around your house to remove those threats, like you have old propane tanks under there. You have your old lawn chairs. You have big stacks of old brush and wood and stuff that you just hide under there because it would look bad out in the middle of your yard. That's also stuff we're able to do with this prescription.
So I just feel like I'm in sort of bizarro land here. We've got a government agency. We've got our fire department that is wanting to provide free money to individuals to help protect their homes from fire hazard, and we're just here to help and provide information and be a conduit to make them safer.
Yes, sir.
And there's no strings attached.
There is no strings attached other than we might ask for a picture like 2 thumbs up together with standing by our fire truck just for fun and just letting the community know to get the word out there like, hey, we're here to help. We have $296,000 to spend on our community that we brought in, that we opened up in partnership with OSFM, with this X team, with this council to make us all safer.
I mean, that's like winning a scratch a ticket lottery or something. It's like, oh my gosh, look at this. Because I'm thinking that's quite a bit of money and resources that can be provided to each neighborhood and each home. And wow, what a difference that can make.
We're so excited about it. And we're going to be running this strong until Christmas time. That's our goal.
Okay.
So we're going to hit the ground running here next week. As you guys know, fire season is fast approaching, and we're looking forward to getting out there with you. Everything from your gutters down into your yard to your ladder fills in your trees to whatever's under your deck. We're here and happy and ready and willing to help. And you're going to see our firefighters out there. If you get a knock and talk, as we're going to call it on your door, if you're not there, that's okay. We'll leave a little note, call us back, and we're ready to schedule some stuff with everybody. We're really excited.
All right. Wow. That was a very exciting show. I'm so jazzed about the opportunity that our community has and our fire department has to make that connection with our community and help protect us as you do every day. So thank you, Chief Sanchez, for being here today.
Well, thank you guys for having us. I really appreciate the community. I appreciate the X team, the council, just having the faith and trust in our team over at Grants Pass Fire Rescue. I'm honored to be here, privileged, and so excited to bring back to the community. In partnership with OSFM, we get to spend $296,000 on our citizens to increase public safety. So thank you guys. Please, again, 541-450-6200. We're going to be sending out an email here soon. IT is going to set it up for us. We're going to make sure that you can email right in. It's going to be first come, first serve. Draw a circle around the city of Grants Pass. We're going to focus on that first, and we're going to go help with this defensible space, 0 to 5, 5 to 10 foot, and we're going to help you out there. We can pass out gift cards, replace some bark dust with gravel, clean out gutters. We're so excited.
That's awesome. Yeah. Thank you again, Chief.
Thank you. Have a great day.
Well, for our next segment, we've got Councilor Krohn joining us to give us an update on council activities. Councilor Krohn, welcome.
Thank you. I'd be glad to do that.
Excellent. So we've had a couple council meetings that I'm sure the public might want to hear some of the items that were of interest, and then also maybe what should we be looking forward to in the future too?
Well, it has been a busy 2 weeks, especially with the budget being approved these last weeks. And we've got the budget committee segment completed.
Oh wow, that was a really smooth and educational piece. We had great budget committee members asking some really good questions.
Yeah, we did. And trying to see where some changes could be made.
Yep.
So we're in the process of approving that, the 27 budget, and we're looking forward to that getting done in June.
Yes.
We did approve the contract for Visit Grants Pass to be our new downtown Welcome Center host. And that's very exciting. I know we had many businesses attend that meeting, and they just are ecstatic that that contract got approved. So
There seemed to be a lot of support for that project and our destination marketing organization, and potentially the increased services that'll occur at the Welcome Center with everyone working out of there.
yeah, it seems like a good fit. I was all for it.
Yeah, it'll be exciting.
Yeah, let's see, what else? We have Main Street. They came and talked about their metrics that they have for this year.
Yep.
That was exciting. They have increased their membership to 38 businesses, and they are intending on hosting at least 3 original events this year, taking over some of the activities on First Friday. They plan to have a fashion pageantry, which is very unique.
Yeah, it is. That should be very interesting to see. I'm gonna appreciate going there and checking that out.
That's going to be with several of our local boutiques. They, of course, have been talking all along about having the Classic Cruise end of July, bringing that back.
Oh, that's gonna be so much fun.
And then they have a few other things that I've never heard of before. The Coca Crawl.
Yes, yes.
Then the Gates Living Room Invitational, which is some kind of golfing, inside golfing. So that's interesting. And a Monster March. Whatever that might be. Halloween. I think that's for Halloween.
Got to be the Halloween, right? Yep. And the Gates golf thing, last year, my understanding was I didn't have the opportunity to go. Was very successful, and it raised money for the Children's Museum, and
right.
it raised a lot of money for that. That was a great little program, super good, successful event that raised some money for a good cause.
So that's really good to hear how they're moving along since they've gotten money approved to move forward. We have several Kids Fest coming up in Riverside Park. We have the annual Froggo Fair on Saturday, June 6th from 9 to 2 with live music, food vendors, and merchandise sales.
That's something that's been going on for decades in Grants Pass. That is really neat.
Yeah, we had one member or business person stand up and say, I went to that as a kid.
That's pretty cool.
That's a long time. So then we also have Kids Day that Park Watch is putting on June 27th. I didn't catch the times on that one, but I know it will be widely advertised, so please watch for that. And then we have, Concerts in the Park coming back. And we might have our band shell ready for that. I know it's under construction right now in Riverside Park.
It is.
What do you think?
Well, I think even though it may be ready, I believe Concerts in the Park is still going to be slated to be exactly where they were last year, utilizing that temporary band shell in that location there where they were in the park. And so next year, I would imagine we'll go to a full Concerts in the Park over at our new band shell.
Well, we can look forward to that.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a great addition. And it just seems like it fits there.
Oh yeah, it's going to be great, and not only it'll be great for all sorts of other activities and events. It'll be able to be rented. It'll have great power supplies for bands and even food vendors and other type of celebrations.
Well, there is one thing that I wanted the public to be aware of, and that was that for our historical Reed Cottage, we've only had one proposal for that RFP. And so I would just want to encourage people to think about what else they would like to see come into that site. We are definitely encouraging more submissions and seeing what the public wants for that historical building in Riverside Park.
Yeah, and for those of you that aren't familiar with that location, it's on East Park Street right there. That faces closest to the street. It's a small little white. It looks like a white house, but it was the caretaker's house, sort of way back when. And back in the day, people used to camp in that park. It was like sort of an RV park, and so there was a lot of activity that was occurring there. And we're trying to figure out, the community's trying to figure out, with the help of the Historical Buildings and Sites Commission and the Parks Committee and City Council, what's the best use of that structure.
Yeah, it definitely needs to be renovated.
Yes, it does need
Needs a little facelift.
It does need a little bit of help.
Yeah, well, I want to highlight that this year is our nation's 250th anniversary celebration. And I think we as a city should get involved with that celebration. So we're brainstorming what can we do to encourage participation with that. So if anybody has any ideas, definitely email us.
Yes, and we still have scheduled the 4th of July celebration that we've had in the past. It'll be out there at Reinhardt Volunteer Park. And so we'll hopefully have even bigger and more attendance this year.
Yeah, looking forward to that. I just want to make mention that we are anticipating Parker's Place Village opening June 1st. That's our new designated homeless site. And yeah, we're optimistic about that being open and ready to serve residents and get the transition going from 6A to Parker's Place Village.
Yeah, and I know you sit on a special little committee also that deals with the implementation, and I appreciate your extra volunteerism on that because it's such an important project that we've been really years in the making. And from my meetings with Parker's Place Village and Mint and city staff, everyone is working diligently to expedite this happening in some form or fashion June 1st.
Yeah.
And I think likely it'll be probably a phased approach. I think as they continue to build out, we'll continue to be able to provide additional inventory at Parker's Place, which would then allow us to reduce the inventory that we have at our current resting sites.
Yep, that's the plan.
But I don't see it as a mass 150 open right now, then we get it closed down. I think it's going to be a stair-step approach.
Yeah. Well, it's a big deal. It's a big transition. And I know that the residents on 6A are being coached that what's coming and how they can reduce their belongings and be able to get dialed in as far as what to expect. I know the nonprofits are over there talking to them and getting the information out. I know that Elk Island and Mint have their manual, their employee manual book up and looking at and seeing the last minute tweaks to that. I know we went over that in the last committee meeting. And yeah, I think they're moving along.
My understanding is they've really done it right. They've looked at what works in other areas from an operational manual perspective, and they're adopting all of that. And so we're not reinventing the wheel from that standpoint, which I think is a positive.
That's true. What's worked before, and implement that here.
And our community response team, those individuals that are out there on a daily basis, meeting with the unhoused population, they're going to be working alongside of Mint to make sure that everyone is aware of this great opportunity for people to go and rest instead of in the locations where they are right now.
Yeah. Yep. So this summer, we might be able to close down one of our sites.
Yep. Looking forward to that.
Yeah, me too.
Looking forward to providing having those additional services and that outlet for those people that are experiencing homelessness.
Yep, that's very needed. Yeah, I guess we could mention that Owl Plaza is moving along. We're happy to see G Street completed. All the curbing is done and the street is open again. And we're hoping that, here shortly, in a week or two, we'll have H Street open. But the Owl Plaza itself will take a little bit longer, but getting the streets open is our first goal.
Yep. And I think you nailed it. I think ultimately the next few weeks we're going to be looking at opening up 8th Street. And then we still have, so some of the street sections will be done, which will be good for traffic flow and that kind of thing. But ultimately the actual parking lot will be one of the next focus points. And so we're going to lose some parking in one of the next transitions of the Plaza project so we can get that accomplished also.
It's going to be beautiful. I can't wait.
Yeah.
It's definitely a needed attraction for downtown and the improvement of our downtown area. I think we can be very optimistic about it. It's going to look great.
Oh, it is going to be a great addition, and it doesn't come without some pain. I mean, there's definitely some inconveniences, if you can even classify it as that occurs when these type of public improvement projects happen. And but in the end, it will be definitely a better product than what we have right now.
Mm-hmm. Well worth it. Yeah, I think that's all I have for today.
Well, Councilor Krohn, thank you very much for being here today and providing us that update and lens through council's vision on how things are going with the community. Appreciate everything you do and being here today to give us that update.
You're very welcome. We'll see you next time.
Okay. You can find this episode and future ones on the city's website and on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. We plan to release new episodes twice a month following council meetings. I'm Aaron Kubik. Thank you for being part of the Grants Pass community and listening to The Update, where Grants Pass stays informed, engaged, and moving forward together.